Hi, my name is Keith, aka I Would If I Could, and today we're going to have our first look at the brand new CNC router made by CNC Labs of Canada. It's known as the Longmill. Let's get started. So there's the box that contains the Longmill benchtop CNC kit. It is a 30 by 30 inch version, which is the same size that I had the pleasure of beta testing for almost a year for CNC Labs. And yeah, first thing before I open the box, I'm just going to measure it to give you an idea how this is going to be. So we have a length of about 41.5. We got a height of 12 inches and a depth of 9.5 inches. So the shipping weight on this was 28 kilos. So for you non-metric types out there like me, we'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, let's go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. So as you can see, everything is neatly packed here. I saw some video that they had done with their packing on their Instagram, and it looks like they put a lot of thought into it. So on top there's two small boxes and one long one that's about the same length as the two small ones. So let's go with the first small one. And it's empty. Yes, this is empty. Now, if you did order the router option with your Longmill, this is where this would be. But to put the box in here regardless was a great call, because as you can see here, there was a little dent in this box, which tells me that the box was tipped, taking the weight from these two boxes and pushing it forward against this, and this did a good job of absorbing it. I mean, it's not too terribly damaged, but yeah, so far so good. So we're gonna go to the next small box. And in here, what do we got? Looks like what we have here are the 3D printed parts. We got a lot of 3D printed parts here, which will support the X, Y, and Z axes. I'm going to set these down here. Now, I'm guessing that most of the packing on these are pretty standard, but understand that this may not be exactly how your Longmill arrives. If you did get it on Kickstarter or ordered it after the Kickstarter was done, but yeah, lots of 3D printed parts here. As you can see, they're really, despite the little higher layer heights, it's really solid stuff. And I can already see a lot of design changes from the beta. We'll do that at a different time. Right now, I just want to do the unboxing. Okay, we also have here, we have the X and Z gantry assembly. Wow, that is definitely a change from my beta. You can see you got the linear rails here for the Z-axis up and down. And this is a very beefy plate here. set that down for now. We've got a Z motor plate. This will go on top where your NEMA 23 tube for the top. So that's the Z stepper mount, or Z motor plate as it's called. We've got the aluminum router mount. Right here. Looks very similar to the one that Open Builds offers. It's possible it could be actually the same one. You see there's thing is really nice aluminum. I'm really curious to see how well this works versus my 3D printed one on the beta, but I'm sure that it's quite a difference and a smaller footprint. And here we've got the Y-axis gantry. Once again, very beefy pieces here. Very good build quality and just packed super. And there we go. A couple more things. So here we have the dust boot. This is an add-on item. You can see it's a combination of 3D printed, and I'm guessing this piece of plywood here for the top support was probably done on a Longmill, and I'm probably going to bet money on that. My understanding is that some of these did come pre-assembled like mine, but most of them you'll have to put together yourself. So got the dust boot, and here we have the power supply. So input 100 by 240, 2.5 amps at 24 volts, 10 amps. So power supply. And that does it for the first box. Let's go into the next one now. Okay, the second box, we've got some safety warning and guideline sheet. We have a couple Longmill stickers. This is great. If you don't watch any of their stuff, you will notice the dog in there quite a bit. He's sitting on a Longmill. Got a couple of those stickers. And a nice round Sienci Labs sticker. Set those aside. Got a USB cable. Have a bunch of nuts, bolts, and washers. So not only do we have the different sizes that are separated out here, they are all then put in another big bag. Very good packing. Here, I've got the Sienci Labs touch plate. This was kind of a last minute ad. I mean, the one that they had offered before was kind of a smaller generic one, but if you can see this one is actually very nicely milled out of aluminum. And yeah. So it says that the X is 10 millimeter, Y is 10 millimeter, and Z is 15. Basically, and I love this design, this is really great. So you take the probe, plug in this banana clip, and then this is a magnet. This will go onto the collet of your router to make the connection. And then these two wires go back to your controller. So when you do your probing, everything is there, and then you just simply pop that off and you're done. Okay, moving on, we have, it says X and Y, NEMA 23 stepper motor. And we got 3 of those. And then we've got the Z-axis stepper. So you get the 4 stepper motors. And here's all of our V-wheels that do require some assembly, but yeah, these look much different than the ones that I had earlier. I don't know if these were really talked too much about when they were doing any of the production updates, but I'll be very curious to see how these go. Have some more parts. It looks like some screws, standoff things to mount everything down to the spoil board, and standoffs for when you attach the stepper motors onto the structure. These V-slots, or maker reel, whatever you like to call them, this is all part of the dust boot along with the screw connectors here. And last but not least, something I've been waiting to really get a good look at. This is the controller. So as you can see, it's encased in acrylic. It's got some nice, looks like some laser cut steel or stainless steel on the edges, and everything is assembled and protected really nice in here. So on this side, we've got all our connectors. Here we've got power, and on top we've got our play, pause, and stop buttons. So that does it for the top 3 boxes. Now let's move on to the bottom 2. Okay, I just wanted to widen up my shot a little bit more for these last 2. So the last 2 boxes are the same length, the length of the entire box, and based on the weight of this, you can see that here we've got all the aluminum extrusions. Again, they're in their pack very nicely protected. Don't see any damage on them whatsoever, which is great. Set these here, and then we have the last box. It's pretty light. And as I expected, we've got the Acme screws. And the drag chains are in here. Ooh, another mystery bundle. This is probably wiring. Sure enough. Oh, the wiring harness. Everything's done nice, shrink wrapped. Got this nice protective cover over everything. I should make it go nice and easy into those drag chains. So, that's what we got here. So that does it for this unboxing video of the CNC Labs Longmill. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned because soon I'm going to be posting some more video which goes through actually assembling the Longmill, and I'm going to also be disassembling my Beta Longmill so that when I've got certain pieces of it put together, we can do a comparison of what things look like with the Beta model and what they look like with the production model. Thanks, see you soon. Once again, I'm Keith with I Would If I Could. Thank you.